Decisions need to be taken by the manager or management information system, decision support system, and executive information system. Like this, many number of decisions have to be taken in a management support system. Okay? So management information system, what is the work of management information system? It provides information in the form of reports. Okay, so it provides information in the form of reports to whom to the manager. Okay, and the business professionals. Okay, so it helps the manager in analyzing a situation and taking the right decisions. It helps the manager to analyze the situation and taking the right decisions. And also, MIS examines the people, process, and the technology in an organizational context. For example, sales manager use their computers to receive instant displays about the sales. Okay, so whatever the sales results are there, so in instant display of that result, for that purpose, sales managers they are using the computers. Okay, for their products. Okay, so whatever the displays are there, sales display is there, results are there, it is going to be displayed on a computer. So then access their corporate internet for daily sales analysis report. So that evaluate the sales made by the each salesperson. To evaluate the whatever the sales made by the each salesperson, they can evaluate, they can observe it with the help of this management information system. Okay, so they can take decisions over the salesperson, whether the work is to be done properly or not. Likewise, they can observe the salesperson. Here, the modern IT environment. What is the challenges of management? Means managing the IT functions. Okay, so management information system. In that, there are many number of challenges of managing the IT functions. So, which challenges are there? That we will see one by one. Modern IT environment. See, the modern IT environment of a business presents strong challenges for the management. Okay, which type of a challenges? It is a dynamic and changing environment with the technology, leading dramatic changes in a competitive space and also in the internal functions of the organization. So there is a drastic change between the competitive space and also internal functions of the organization. So whenever the management information system or any organization works on a IT functions. Many number of challenges are to be faced in a managing information system in the organization. Okay, or managing IT functions, information technology functions. So in a modern IT environment that means information technology environment. IS means information system. IT has impact that can be categorized as. So whenever any modern technology one organization want to introduce in their organization at that time, what is the impact on the organization or how organization face these type of challenges? Okay, so IT has impact that uh, first order, second order, and the third order impacts. Okay, so these type of impacts are first order impact, second order impact, and the third order impact. Okay. First order impacts are those which are felt immediately on the adoption of the new technology. So whenever first order impact is that when it is observed, whenever new technology is to be incorporated in the organization at that time, if the organization accepts that technology, adapt that technology easily, then it is for first order impact. Okay, so this is also known as initial target or the step for the IT implementation in the organization. Hmm? The example is that bank adopts IT to perform faster. Okay, so if the bank want to perform any application or adapt application easily, and it is the initial step for the IT implementation in the organization. Okay, so it is the first order impact. Example, that is bank adapts, that is whenever the bank uses the information technology, they adapt the technology, and whenever they want to use, they can make the functions faster, accurate, and they can increase the number of transactions. Okay, so the speed and volume they'll get faster than earlier. So this is the use of, or you can say benefit of introducing the IT technology into the organization. Okay, for example, it is a bank. The second order. Second order, that means what? It reduce or remove certain manual tasks to be performed so that employees can be retained or deployed elsewhere. Sometimes an entire department can be removed as the work they perform is not needed anywhere. Okay, so this is second order impact. How it is? Whenever any IT technology introduced in the organization, the certain team of people, if they are working or are doing manual work, and if the technology is introduced, then manual work is to be done with the help of a technology. So there may be retention in a employees. Okay, because the work is to be performed by the technology. Okay, so there is a no need for the employees, so there may be the retention of the employees. Also, it is, if it is deployed elsewhere, sometimes in a entire department, suppose the whole work is to be, entire departmental work is to be performed by that technology, with the help of technology, then the department can be removed. As a work they perform, it is not needed because manual work is not needed that time. So that's why they remove all the entire department. Okay, so they can work with the technology, so that this in this way you can remove, organization can remove the whole department. This is the impact of information technology introduction, or getting one into information technology into the organization. Okay. Third one is the third impact, that is when industry in which the organization is located also changes, moving to the changes brought by the IT. Okay, when industry in which the organization is located also changing, means owing to the changes brought by the IT. So whenever the organization accept the changes which are given by the IT technology, incorporated by the IT technology. So whenever bank introduced IT, they started providing a number of services such as the financial investment, trading, insurance, loans for the more diverse, means diverse markets. Okay. In this case, what does it mean? Whenever the bank adapted technology at that time, they provide some more functions into with the help of IT technology. So more benefits with the help of a IT technology. Okay, so they are enhanced, means the bank's applications are to be enhanced by incorporating this IT technology. So this is the change happened once they introduce IT technology in the organization, in the bank. Okay, so they may provide more investment policies like tradings, insurance, loans for more diverse markets. Okay, so this is modern IT environment. So modern IT environment, why it is called as? Because in modern IT, in older IT, the technology was not there. Manual works have to be done, and in case of a modern IT environment, IT technologies are to be introduced so that work is to be faster and it is beneficial for the organization also. Okay. Now, again, whenever it comes to the centralized versus decentralized. Okay. So whenever this IT technology is to be introduced in the organization, what does it matter? Centralization versus decentralization. Whenever the technology is to be used centrally and whenever the technology is to be used in a decentralized organization. What is the difference? First, the centralized structure that keeps the decision making firmly at the top of hierarchy. So among the most senior management. So whenever there is a centralized decisions are to be taken, the decisions are to be taken by the higher most authority. So it is taken by the senior management, CIO. Okay. You can say whenever the organizational main person is there who is responsible to take the decision. So that is means the centralized. In case of a decentralized, there are a number of levels. At that levels, the person who are representative for that level, they are eligible to take the decisions. Okay, they can pass on these decisions to the higher authority. So likewise, the work is to be done in a hierarchy, in a decentralization. Okay, and centralization means the whole rule is applied over the organization. Okay, so likewise, here we are going to see the advantages and disadvantages. So centralization, it is easier to implement common policies and practices for whole business. Okay, prevents other parts of business from becoming independent. Okay, makes it easier to coordinate and control from the center with budget. So the decisions like budget, which is to be taken, it is difficult to take at each level and manage that budget centrally. Whenever the decisions are to be taken by the central person, then it is easy to handle the budget within that project. I mean, the project is to be handled within a project. So it will be easy. Quicker decision making, usually easier to show strong leadership. So quicker decision making, that means central person is responsible to give the decisions, so it is easier to show strong leadership. Okay. The next one is a disadvantage. It is more bureaucratic. Okay, so often it's a layers in a hierarchy. So it is more complicated whenever there are extra layers in a hierarchy. It is dependent on each layer. So the whenever there is a layers in an organization, likewise, suppose there are employees and team leader, then again managers, and then CIO. So likewise, there is a hierarchy, and depending on this hierarchy, the decisions are to be passed from employee to higher authority to the CIO. So this include more number of layers. Okay, so hierarchy works is to be performed in this decentralization. Local or junior managers are likely to much closer to customer needs. Okay, so here the team members and or the employees as well as the managers, they are more closer to the employees as well as to the customers because they are communicating with each other in this case. Not the central person is responsible here. The layer, whatever the level person is there, suppose there is a team manager or suppose there is employee, then employee having the strong contacts with the customer. The manager or the team member, team leader who is having contact with the customer more closer. So this is very helpful to take the decisions. Okay, and it is very beneficial for the organization also. In some cases, centralization is useful, and in some cases, decentralization is useful. Okay, so in different organizations, different type of a structures are to be followed. Maybe it's centralized or decentralized. Okay, lack of authority down. The hierarchy may reduces the manager's motivations. So lack of authority which is there, so that the hierarchy may reduce the manager's motivation. Okay, so customer again, customer service just misses the flexibility and speed of local decisions. Okay, so whatever the local decisions are to be made, customer may misses flexibility and speed of local decisions, because whenever the local decisions are to be taken, it should be it should be followed to the, it should be given to the, submitted to the team members or to the managers, and whenever the decision comes from there, then it is to be passed on to the employees, and then he will relieve the result to the customer. So likewise the work happens in hierarchy. Sometimes it just misses the flexibility. Okay. The next one is the basic comparison. Here you can clear with the centralized and decentralized concept. That is communication flow. Okay. Communication flow, decision making. So communication flow in a centralized, which is vertical, and in decentralized, it is open tree. So you can imagine decentralized working with the layers. Okay. Decision making, which is slow in a centralized, because centralized person is responsible to take the decisions. Okay, it may pass on the decisions slowly. Comparatively, it is faster in case of a decentralized, because decisions are to be made at each level. Okay, advantages: proper coordination and leadership in a centralized. Decentralized sharing of a burden and responsibilities, because here there may get a burden over the team leader, or there may be a burden on a manager to, whenever they are responsible to take the decisions. Okay, because they are having the responsibility to take the decisions. So in that case, in a centralized, it is sharing of a burden and responsibilities, as well as it is also sharing of a responsibilities and the burden. That means also team members, there are more teams are available in one department, so they can share their burden and the responsibilities also. Okay, power of decision making lies with the top management, and here in a decentralized, multiple persons have the power of decision making. Okay, as we have seen, reasons: inadequate control over the organization, and in decentralized, considerable control over the organization. It's best suited for whenever centralized organization is to be concept is to be adapted by the organization, structure is to be adapted by the organization, when the organization is small size organization. Whenever the organization is large size organization, then decentralized structure is to be adapted by the organization. Okay, so is it clear all the points? Yes.